Mike, we've got O.J. Simpson in news again. This time, we are provided with a plausible explanation to explain his behavior over the past couple of decades. Dr. Bennet Omalu, who is a forensic pathologist and neuropathologist, and the first to publish his findings on CTE, believes that O.J. Simpson, who was a former NFL player, suffers from CTE. He's willing to bet his medical license of it, and if you can recall that O.J. Simpson was acquitted of double murder charges after his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her boyfriend Ron Goldman were found murdered. Mike, what do you think about this? Does this have any legs?
Absolutely. I think there's no question about it. I think anyone who's played in the NFL is certainly susceptible to something like CTE. And, I don't know specifically if this obviously this doesn't give an excuse for some of the things that went, and aside from the murder allegations and everything, but, the robbery incident that happened in Las Vegas almost 10 years ago now. There's a lot of things that happened with O.J. Simpson that have happened over the last 20 years or so, where it's just, this guy's just been completely out of whack. It's just almost like this has been a person that's just completely been transformed from the guy that he was. Really, once he retired from football, he became an announcer. He was actually in some movies and everything. Mm-hmm. And there's no doubt that this guy's personality has completely transformed over the last 25 years. So there's certainly something that could have an influence on that as to what how he played football. All those injuries certainly could have added up.
Yeah, but I am cautious about this because you really cannot determine a person, whether or not a person has CTE unless they are deceased. And that's when they study the brain tissue. So I just caution, being arbitrary and assigning people a diagnosis, preliminary or not, of CTE. With OJ, and I think part of the trickiness of it is that some of the symptoms of CTE are native to regular disorders like depression, mood changes, and I think that OJ to me comes across as somebody who was arrogant and craved that spotlight, and once it was gone, he didn't really know how to handle it and was maybe a little possessive by accounts over his wife, his ex-wife. And when she moved on and he was paying alimony, I think things started to spiral, and that might be just who he is. And he had allegations of domestic abuse, so there was some violent tendencies already there.
One of the things that's funny about this is that FX is actually airing a series which just started, The People vs. O.J. Simpson, and the reviews has been that Cuba Gooding Jr. plays O.J., and he's supposed to be phenomenal. John Travolta's in it. I haven't seen the show, but it's just right. It's come out very recently, so that's something that I was just thinking about because we just brought this up.
Yeah.